Hi! I don't know if I'm out of frame or not, but anyway, this is that video that I promised at the end of the long Vixx adventure video about our merch that we got at the concert and like just the actual experiences of the concert. So, starting from where, I don't know, the line, because it was massive.
But it went really fast.
It did. Fast. Like the minute that they're like, oh, doors open at 6:30. Yeah, the doors opened at 6:30 or 6, and then people just
There was a lot of screaming.
Yes. There was a lot of screaming.
We didn't know what was going on at the front because we'd hear a lot of cheers, and we're like, did they go by? Did they go by?
Yeah, we weren't sure what was going on because the people at the front would scream, and then by them screaming, the people at the back would scream, and it was a mess. So.
And then the last time they screamed, we're like, what are they screaming about? Oh, they're saying hi to us.
Yeah, we did. It took us a while to figure out. They were saying like, "Hi, back of the line," and we were like thinking that they like saw them or something. But in actuality, no, they were just trolling us, and it was kind of sad. On the ticket, the person just like punched it, and then they looked in our bags. They didn't even do a proper bag search.
They scanned it.
Oh yeah, they did the first time, and they checked our bags, and they're like, "Get in that line." And then we got in the line and we went on it, and it was like probably 10 minutes. And then
it was hard finding the line because there was like 4 lines.
Yeah, there were 4 lines.
2 merchandise lines, and then you have, I think this was just random line, and then you had the one that we actually had to go to.
There were 2 lines, one for VIP and VVIP.
No, it was just 1 line.
It was 1 line, but then it cut off like this. Yeah. So, because then the people.
And then they had another small one that was where they were writing.
There was
notes.
a lot of lines.
There was a lot of lines. And
they were writing the notes.
Yeah, so then we got in line for that. We got our ticket punched, and then we got our posters.
Oh, posters.
Oh, posters. This is the one I got. It's hanging up because, yeah. And then this one was actually one that came free, which I will talk about later.
That one came free too.
Well, they're both free. They were both free, but technically not free because I paid VIP. Yeah, we made a friend. And in the line, we also got from this girl wearing the Vixx dress, the Vixx dress.
Hold that.
She gave us these things.
You gotta blow up your balloon because that's your balloon.
Yeah, they told us we were gonna hold these up
during something. I forgot.
I forgot what song. But this is gonna be during Starlight because it's got the fandom name on it.
Yeah, after the bridge chorus or something like that.
It's a Starlight.
So yeah, we were smart and we didn't tie ours.
Yeah,
so
we didn't tie the balloons because we wanted to keep them. Which
Starlight
is probably,
power.
It's probably
supposed to Starlight. I don't know.
Power.
It says that?
Yes, she was reading it and I heard her say power.
Power.
I
don't know. She said Starlight and then power.
We got in line for the merchandise, and there were 2 merchandise lines, and they were going pretty darn fast. And there were only 2 employees working the merch line. They were like, bam, bam, bam. They were getting people in and out of there. It was crazy.
By the time we got to it, all the shirts were gone.
The shirts were gone.
Yeah.
The shirts were completely gone. And actually, there was like you could hear everybody when he was taking down the shirt from the thing. Everybody just goes, oh, and then I'm just like, it's fine. It was white.
It was white or black.
White or black, and all it said was Vixx. Showcase, yeah. And it
was okay.
It was okay. But not a big loss for us. And then
we weren't going to buy a shirt anyway.
Yeah. So they had folders, which
2
are
folders
on the video itself if you want to see them, because we didn't buy them, but Rayleigh did. So if you wanted to see those are on the video. But we did buy glow sticks.
Light sticks.
Light sticks.
And I doubt you can see that.
Yeah, they've got these super strobe effects, and then semi-strobe, and then just lighting effect. And those are really sweet. And I got 2 of those, actually. This one, which is mine, which is the one that's got the battle scars from the concert. And then one that's still in the packaging, which doesn't have a purpose just yet. I just wanted it.
And so, with the purchase of over $35 or some dollars, you got another free poster.
So I got 2 glow sticks, and then I got a poster free.
Same thing as that.
Same poster.
And this is the same thing they had on folders.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, so I thought we weren't going to have that great of seats, and then the guy's like, oh no, you sit over there. Right
like,
smack dab in the middle. Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's like an angle like this. Like
yeah, it was like perfect.
Yours was further, but mine was pretty much in front.
Hers was pretty much in the
middle. Yeah, hers was like almost directly in the middle. It was great. So the seats were really good, and then they trolled us, making us think that this was going to start when it didn't, but
the lights didn't go off.
So I kind of figured it wasn't starting. But when it did, and they started, and they opened with On and On, and it was just so powerful. And the next thing I know, everybody's standing, and they're screaming, and they're foaming at the mouth. There are girls being like, I love you, and just great energy. clear, perfect view.
And she didn't have anybody sitting beside her.
No one sat beside me.
At first.
I had like 4 empty seats that way.
So
and
she,
then,
if she couldn't see, she could actually just kind of walk over.
Yeah, I was squealing too. But then they came like midway through the concert almost. It was sad.
It was. I noticed them there, and then she even had her phone, and we were like, oh, no, because she had missed the announcement that said no cameras, no phones, no cell phones, no videos, no pictures, no nothing. Which...
everybody ignored anyway.
Pretty much. And they did threaten us. They're like, if you get caught, you're out. So I kind of like was like, hey, careful, because I mean, it's up to you. But it was kind of.
I mean, you've already missed so much of the concert.
Yeah.
I doubt you want to get kicked out.
Yeah.
They were following me because I knew exactly where we were going.
Oh, shut up.
After the guy told them they were wrong, so I was like, I know where we are.
Move over, bro.
I was like, we're over there, and so I was just walking over there, and we had to go down some stairs, and then I found my seat, and I was walking like this, and I see something green attached to the seat, and I was like, is this from the last concert? And I was like, forget it. I sat down, I'm like, hold my stuff. She wouldn't take it. So I just threw it at her.
Well, I was on the other
I was like,
side
I
of the
found
section.
something. And
No time for arguing.
They started squealing. You did it! And so I pulled it out, and it was a bracelet. It had Reebok on it, so I don't know if it was for that concert or not. And so then they asked me to go ask the guy.
One of the people there to help.
Yeah. So I went up there, and he's like, oh, that is, and I was like, it must be from another one. He's like, oh, that's the ending. And I was like, what? He's like, for at the end of the concert, you get a picture. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I just kind of ran over to them and told them, and then the rest is on the video. The other video.
Yeah, so the concert itself was absolutely fantastic.
It was 2 hours long.
It was, and somebody had said that it was supposed to be 2.5, so I was talking to Giselle and Rayleigh, and I was like, well, they should just line them up and we should just stare at them for 30 minutes because that's what I paid for. So, yeah, that didn't happen, but it should.
But the lady in the beginning, everybody kept asking her whenever we were getting scanned, because 5 people said it was going to be an hour long.
That would have been
like,
too much.
no.
I don't know. Well, I still would have gone. What am I saying? I would have gone anyway for. Okay. So.
Hey, wait! Our bias is all over here.
I know. I
Oh my
noticed
gosh.
that. I noticed that earlier. My dad thinks Anne is pretty. He's like, is that a girl? I was like, no. And he's like, she's beautiful. I was like, Dad, it's a guy. Yeah.
After the concert, what happened?
We were all in different sections. We were in 201 or something.
203.
203. And that was the green. And the ones beside us to our right were the ones with, like, orange or something. Some other color. I didn't even hear them. But the ones that had the white and red had already left to go back and do the high five and signatures. And then somebody got on stage and was like, while you're waiting, we're sorry, but we had technical difficulties. Would you mind waiting a little longer? And so all of us were like, of course.
So we're not going anywhere.
And then we were outside in the lobby just sitting down.
We were sitting down, hanging out. And then there were people being like, if you're waiting for someone, you need to go outside. Because for a while, it was doing fine. And then even Lana came out from doing the high touch and getting her autograph poster. And then they were like, okay, if you're waiting for somebody from the photo, you need to get out. And so we're like, well. So we left. We got outside. It was great because it was actually nicer outside. It was hot in there for a while because everybody... So...
They took that stage down and like that. But we were watching them. We were just like, oh, look, they're fixing stuff. But that was just a long wait. And then they started moving them people. And we were like, okay, we're next. And it was really quick. They went right like that. And so then it was my turn because we were like the first group. I was sitting in the first row. I didn't want to climb upstairs. But we were in the first row and they're like, we need 15. But they had said 10 before, but whatever. And so they're like, just go up to that door. And we just stood there for a little bit, and they're like, they're going to be out in a minute. We're like, what? And then they led us into a room that was, you just kind of went in, and then there was a door frame, but it wasn't, like, actual door. And then you actually go into a room, and it was really light blue. And then they had all the chairs lined up in 2 rows. I mean, you saw the pictures, and then the back was the thing. And they're like, well, go ahead and sit down. And then there's a lot of people speaking Korean, so we didn't know what to do. Well, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, okay, we'll just sit down. We're waiting. And one of the ladies was like, the classroom.
Yeah, I noticed that whenever they took the pictures, it's like Vixx is in the back like, we are all their teachers, and then they're like, we are the students. And it's like, I was like, this looks like a class picture. So
here, and then the guy with the big camera was going to take the picture. And they were like, shh, don't scream, don't do anything. We're like, of course, we don't want to scare them or something. And we're all
they're like, gentle deer exiting the forest. Don't scream, don't make a sound. Just enjoy the view.
And anyway, we sat down and we were just waiting there a little bit, and they were talking Korean. And then they said something, and the lady was like, okay, because we could understand okay. And she opens the door, and they walk in, and everybody, you could tell, everybody was holding in their squealing. They're like, everybody
like,
looks over. And
I mustn't.
everybody's just like, oh my gosh, they're in here. But then you can see them, they just walk in, and then the guy takes a few pictures.
And
then
dimples.
No, that's after. He takes a couple of pictures, but then something, since we were the first group, they're like, no, we can't see somebody or something. That's what I kind of hinted from their gestures because they were speaking Korean.
Mm-hmm.
And so they fixed people, and then that's the time when we were all like, oh my gosh, we have time. And we all start looking back, and we're like, oh my gosh. The girls behind me were looking at Hongbin, I guess, because then they were like, dimples. And then you could hear the guys giggling a little bit because they're like, what? She's down.
Oh, you have to laugh at that.
Okay, go on.
And
So cute.
we kept looking over and stuff. It is actually kind of dark, but it's not like, oh my gosh, he's dark.
Like,
They're all tan. They're all tan.
Except for Leo, he's pale.
Yeah, they're pretty.
except for Leo.
Leo is pale. Well, not pale. He's just really white. But everybody else has a glow.
They all
They're
have
not
a
like
glow.
vampires.
They all have a glow.
Then they took a picture, another picture, and they were like, okay. And so they started leaving, and we were saying thank you, and a few people were like, oh my gosh, and, well, we weren't very loud. And then, because it was, yeah,
It was
disorder.
disorder.
It was disorder. And as soon as he walked by, like, where he is, he was like, thank you, and we're like, oh, because we're like, don't. We want to say thank you to you guys.
Yes, stop with the thank yous. You don't understand. Thank you. I was like, no, you don't understand.
And then they closed the door, and they're like, you guys can leave. And we're like, that was okay. And so we start leaving a little bit, and then we're like, wait, where do we get these pictures? Because they didn't say anything. There's like 4 of us already outside the door, and somebody's like, where do we get the pictures? We ran back in, and everybody's like huddled around this lady, and she's kind of good in English. Like, you can understand her, but it was kind of hard. And she's like, on the website, the Jazzy. And we're like, Jazzy group? She's like, yes.
And it's
So-
true. They are there. So if you go to the Vixx Facebook page, Jazzy Group, then yeah, all the pictures are there, including Jessica's.
And all the wristbands for the red and white ones were on the floor, and I was like, what happened here? And this guy's like, does anybody have scissors? Some old guy comes up, he's like, yep. And some other person comes in, and they just take our hands and cut it off. Well, actually, it was on this hand. Cut it off, and everybody's like, no.
I'm seeing all the ground.
Yeah, it was
Like
like, we couldn't keep evidence.
Nope. They're like, watch the bodies hit the floor. No, I'm just kidding.
And then we walked away, and I found them outside.
Yep. And that was basically it. We said bye-bye to Lana, but not forever because we're Skype friends with her now. And
Rayleigh left before I could see her.
yeah,
She had to go.
she had to go. But yeah, that was basically it. After that, we hit Taco Bell, which that's on the video too. And then if you want to know about our experiences from before the concert and after the concert, that's also on the video. So that's it. And again, that was probably the highlight of my entire year.
Yes.
So yeah, I feel like an empty, hollow, nothing.
Fan.
But yes, that was our experience from Vixx, the Milky Way, Dallas, Texas, November 8, 2013, 7:30 p.m. Verizon Theater at the Grand Prairie.
At
God.
Grand Prairie, not at the Grand Prairie.
Grand Prairie, there, whatever, the showcase.
Showcase.
We need to go. Okay, so that's it. We'll probably, if you have an experience similar or completely different, write it in the comments so that we can know how much fun you had. And that's about it. So we'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye.
You sure that's it? Oh, yeah.